previous example of tendons and grades shows that correlation itself does not make a causal relationship. Another thing we need to consider when deciding a causal relationship is to see if the two events take place one after another. We can't say a causal relationship exists unless the cause precedes the effect in time. Let's take the 2008 economic crisis as an example. Whatever the cause of the crisis was, it is clear that it's not anything happening during the crisis or after the crisis. To find the cause, we must go back to see what happened days, months, or even years before the crisis. The following argument is also a poor causal argument in this sense. Can you read it and tell me why? Have you found the problem with this argument? The author thinks his difficulty in breathing air is the cause of pressure. But is it? From the passage, we can clearly see that time pressure came first, and then the author's symptoms of feeling stressed appeared. Difficulty in breathing is a symptom that happened after pressure. So, though pressure and suffocation correlate with each other, we have to make the time order correct before we establish a causal relationship. But watch out. Here's also a pitfall of deciding a cause and effect relationship simply by the time order of the two events. Consider this example. Just after a thunderstorm, a house in your neighborhood was on fire. One of your neighbors said, "That house was struck by lightning." Do you assume that the lightning strike caused the fire? It might seem that you have a good reason to believe that's true. But in fact, you later learned that the fire was deliberately set by the house owner just a minute before the lightning strike. If you assume that the lightning strike was the cause of the fire, you forgot that there's a third criterion for causal relationships. There can't be a third event that can explain the effect. In the previous example, the third event that caused the house fire was the house owner's act of setting fire. The neighbor missed it when forming the causal relationship between lightning and fire. Here's another problematic causal argument that misses a third factor. Take a look and see if you can find the problem. Can you guess what the third event is? In this case, it's the size of the fire that directly influences the damage. And if the fire is big, then more fire engines would be sent. So when you evaluate a causal argument, you should always keep these three key words in mind: correlation, and time order, and no third event.